Hey everybody, welcome back to week 3. I'm only 3 weeks out from my upcoming bodybuilding show, and I'm so excited to share with you guys a lot of the progress I've made in the last week. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Andrew Fillion. If this is your first time here, what I'm doing with this video series is I'm documenting week by week all of the progress that I've made in order to compete in this upcoming bodybuilding show. The structure is that I give you guys my weekly update here, and then I take you inside, I show you my weigh-in, followed by a physique update. I'll spin in a 360 format so that you can see me from all angles. After that, I take you into my office where I break down my exercise, weight, and macros for the week. So to give you guys a recap on what was going on last week, I went on vacation for a full week. I did 5 days in Tennessee, and to cap it off, I came home to go to an unrelated wedding. So 2 different groups of people and a lot of food, a lot of eating. It was out of control, and I don't mind it because I believe wholeheartedly that even as a trainer competing in a show, you gotta be able to have fun with your friends and with your family, and for me, that balance is what all of this is about. So what do I do to remedy such large amounts of eating? Here's what I do, and I'm so proud of this. I know that it works, and I use myself as patient zero to prove it. I do very long fasts. So the goal for last week was to do a 7-day fast, and the original plan was to actually break my fast today. Unfortunately, I did not get there. I got all the way to Thursday, which is really cool, but the reason I had to break my fast early, and this is gonna be a little embarrassing, but I overdid it on the electrolytes a little bit too much, and what can happen when you do that is, actually, before I get into that, let me just recap on what the electrolytes are. While I'm fasting, I want to make sure that I'm maintaining electrolytes, so I have a drink which I'll show you guys here in a second. Start out with a mason jar. I fill that with mineral water, and then I use a blend of sodium, potassium, magnesium, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice. This helps me maintain my electrolytes throughout the day. The problem was that I did not dilute the solution enough, and what can happen with that is it becomes an extreme diuretic, and not to gross you guys out, but it was like Mount Vesuvius raining Nesquik from the sky. After about a dozen trips to the bathroom, and I'm not exaggerating, I knew I had to pull the ripcord and bail out of that fast. So when I did break my fast, I kept it very high protein to try to fill my stomach and absorb some of the overdone mineral balance that was going on in there. From there, I've basically been doing 1 meal a day, very high protein and high fat, and I've still been able to keep a lot of the weight down. When I started this fast last week, I was as high as 186. Thursday morning, I got down to 177. This is beautiful because, like I said before, I was on vacation. I did a lot of eating. It was all completely off the program. Just whatever was around, I was having it. Desserts, carbs, everything. Not only was I able to shed all of the weight that I put on while on vacation, I was actually able to reach an all-time new low, which I'm very happy about, especially because when I look at my journals from last year, I competed in November at around 177, so I've already hit that, and I'm 3 weeks out, which means I'm gonna blow past my previous weight. In the world of competing, even if you're not able to beat the other guys on stage, it's always really nice to beat your own records. From this point forward, what I plan to do, because I'm not gonna be doing 7-day fasts from this point forward, I wanna make sure I'm still fasting. The plan is to do rolling 72s until I get down to about 170. What that means is I'll fast for 72 hours, and then I'll break with a very large, high protein, high fat meal. I'm trying to keep my carbohydrates as close to zero as I can. This is gonna help me not have ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. And by not having ghrelin, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to maintain this lifestyle. When we have carbs, your insulin spikes, not necessarily a bad thing, but a byproduct of this is an increase in ghrelin and a decrease in leptin. Leptin is a satiety hormone that gets triggered when you have a lot of fat. That's why I'm going with high fats, so that I don't have that problem. So far, I believe this has been the easiest cut that I've ever done. When I cut last year, I did a high volume, low calorie diet, which means I was having a lot of fiber, a lot of vegetables, and very little anything else. And even though it worked, I didn't enjoy doing it. It didn't make me feel good, and it made social settings very difficult because how can you eat a ton of vegetables when you're socializing? It just doesn't really work that way. With the fasting strategy, I can still visit with friends, enjoy life, feel like I'm participating in what everyone else is participating in, and still be able to fast on my own time, on my downtime, and get in the best shape of my life. So once I do hit my target weight, I am going to switch to what's called OMAD, 1 meal a day. Now this one meal is still going to be high protein, high fat, low carb. I'm pretty much not going to be having carbohydrates from this point forward until the day before my show when I'll do my carb load. This carb load has a purpose, and that is to fill your muscles with glycogen. It takes 1 gram of glucose and 4 milliliters of water to form glycogen. So for every gram of carb I have, it's going to suck out 4 milliliters of water from my body to go straight into the muscle. I'm going to explain this in further detail in my peak week video, but just to give you a snapshot, when you do this, you can absorb actual liters of water from your own body, a lot of which is in the skin, and it goes from the skin to the muscle, giving you an incredibly tight and muscular appearance. That's how so many guys look so incredible on stage, but after the show they go back to looking like regular gym goers. It really is all about the theatrics. So with that, I'm going to take you guys inside. I'm going to go through my weigh-in. I'll show you where I'm at this morning. Then I'm going to do a 360 physique update, and we'll take things from there. All right, let's head inside. All right, so I just weighed in. I was 179.2 or 0.4. I think it was 0.4. Anyways, I'm pretty happy with that because even last night I went to a barbecue where I had a little bit of barbecue food, a lot of really good flavors of rice. I had some really good corn on the cob. I really enjoyed that, and you know what? It's actually not a bad thing because it allowed me to see what a little bit of carbs does to my physique. I'm seeing a little bit more striations in the upper chest, and my ab development is doing really well. So happy about that. Still kept it under 180, and this week is going to really get crazy. So I'm very excited. I'm going to take you guys in here and do some quarter turns. Alright guys, so we're in the office. I'm going to be taking you guys through my steps, then my weight, and then we're going to go over the macros. It's not a lot to look at there this week, but we'll take a look at it anyways and I can explain some things. Hopping right into it. Steps are doing really good. Maintaining a little bit higher than 10 miles per day. On Wednesday I had to take care of some personal things, so I wasn't able to get out and walk like I normally do, but you can see the rest of the week I'm really knocking it out of the park. We're looking at, 13 miles last Sunday, 12 miles Tuesday, 11 miles Friday. So I'm walking a lot, and to be honest with you, it is time consuming, but it's the best way to burn calories when you're this lean and you don't want to shed any muscle mass. So the walking is going very good. Jumping over here to my weight. This is where things get exciting. If we look at my week 4, before I break down week 3, let's look at week 4. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 187. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 186. Now, keep in mind, I started this week-long fast on Monday. Although I did have to break it Thursday, I just want to show you guys the power of fasting here. By Monday, boom, a lot of that water weight was shed down to 183. Tuesday, 182. Bam, Wednesday. I mean, we really lost a lot of weight in between Tuesday and Wednesday. Got down almost 3 pounds, got to 179.6. Thursday, unfortunately, had to break the fast, but I got down to 177.2, and I was able to maintain this through the weekend, even though I was refeeding. And what's nice is last night went to a barbecue, still weighed in today under 180, so 179 today. I'm starting a rolling 72-hour fast, and I'm gonna correct my electrolyte problem. It should be no problem getting to Tuesday. I wouldn't be surprised if by Tuesday I hit 175. That would be the that would be the goal, but it's not necessarily mandatory, because if I miss it by a little bit, well, I'll start right over. Do another 72-hour fast, break that Friday. I'm gonna be going on a trip for Labor Day weekend. Like I say, guys, anything goes when you're on vacation. So when I get home on Monday, I will just do corrective action, fast it off, and go from there. My goal is I would like to hit 170 by the Sunday before peak week. So I think that'd be September 7th. I'd like to be 170. If I can pull that off, I'm gonna be feeling really good about this competition. Otherwise, during peak week, I will have the opportunity to shed those last few pounds of body fat. But we're close. We're getting there. Right now, I'm holding on to a little bit of water, so my posing didn't look as good this morning as it did yesterday when I was in the gym and I was dry. When you're this lean, you know, water in the skin will really make a big difference on your physique's appearance, although your fat levels are the same. It's just water in the skin. Jumping over to macros, not going to be much to look at this week, but I think this is still good to show. So you can see I did maintain my fast 4 days. I made it to 106 hours. That's the longest fast I've ever actually done. And if it wasn't for my diuretic problem, I would have been able to keep going. I mentally and physically felt fine. It was just going to the bathroom that often. When you go to the bathroom that often, it's, you know, a diuretic that can actually screw up your electrolytes, despite the fact that I was overdoing them. So by Thursday morning, I was definitely not in the best shape. So I knew I had to break the fast, but if I didn't overdo the electrolytes, I think I could have made it all the way to today. Not a big deal. I'll just keep doing the rolling 72s from this point forward. As you can see, when I did break my fast, carbs are pretty low. Looking at like 100 per day. I probably could go even lower than that. A lot of these carbs came from vegetables, so you can see fiber in the 30 range. But fats are high, just like I want to be, and protein's super high, just like I want to be. I want to make sure that my ghrelin is low and that my leptin is high. So from this point forward, we're going really high fat, really high protein, and trying to keep the carbs to a minimum. Vegetables are okay. Want to stay away from wheat and want to stay from rice and potatoes, just for now. I'll introduce those back into my diet once the show's over. Not a big deal, but in this particular instance, I just want to be as shredded as I can possibly be. I'm not that concerned about athletic performance right now. So, once my hockey season starts up, I will want to start having at least a potato a day. That way I have some glycogen to work with. But that's for another time. This is where I'm leaving it here today, guys. If this is your first time in the channel and you've made it this far, go ahead and like this video and also subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about all this. I'm very close to my show date and things are really getting dialed in. Once this show's over, I really want to help spread the word about fasting because it's something I truly believe in. I think that more people should be doing it and that it would solve a lot of the obesity problem in America if people were doing it like this. I can't stress enough, when I'm socializing, I can do what everyone else is doing. You can't do that on the traditional diets, but with fasting you can. It's all about having a good balance. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.